7th start of the year. He's coming off his shortest start of the season, that against the Detroit Tigers last Tuesday, where he only went 3 1/3 innings. And when we have seen Blackburn at his best, he needs a good sinker. His sinking fastball is his out pitch. Get a lot of ground ball outs, and hopefully he can get a lot of ground ball outs here this afternoon.
Twins out in the field, brought to you by DQ, Denard Span in left field. Carlos Gomez back in the lineup. Kadire, of course, in right. Nick Punto back in the lineup at short. Joined by Tolbert up the middle. Harris and Morneau, the corner infielders, and Mike Redmond back behind the plate.
Blackburn making his 3rd career start against the Seattle Mariners. He and Eric Bedard hooked up here on the 2nd day of the season on April 7th. Both of them got no decisions. Twins ended up winning that ball game 6-5.
And before first pitch, you're doing fine, right? You've survived the ordeal of last night in the pregame show, and your digestive system is just fine.
Other than the birds that followed me to the ballpark, I am fine. I'm indoors. They're out there waiting for me.
It's like a Hitchcock sequel. Ichiro Suzuki will lead things off. Mariners in a 4-game series at the start of the year split the series with the Twins, and now they're in danger of being swept by the Twins in the rematch. Ichiro takes strike 1, says Tim McClellan.
Last time Tim McClellan was behind the plate for Nick Blackburn, there was that 163rd game in Chicago last year when Blackburn pitched a great ball game. But Jim Thome hit that home run, and that was the final score, 1-0. Very, very good umpire behind the plate, Tim McClellan.
As umpires are rated for a long time now, McClellan's been rated at or near the top in terms of calling balls and strikes. Des Moines, Iowa native. 2-1 to Ichiro, getting this game started. And that's a dribbler up the line. Morneau with the tag. Oh, they call him safe. Now out. And I think Ichiro was tagged the first time.
I think Justin missed him. That's why he went after him. And you can see McClellan say he ran out of the baseline. He's out automatically anyway.
Well, I think there are 3 outs here. I think I saw Morneau tag him. So he's, oh, maybe not.
Yeah.
But he's out for running out of the baseline and then there.
I think he missed him, and that's the only reason Justin went after him and then was able to tag him on that left wrist before Ichiro could get to the bag.
So just 1 out. And a strike to Jose Lopez. To center field, and Gomez trots back, makes the catch, 2 outs. You know, Blackburn had a disappointing outing against the Tigers, but when you look back at it, it was kind of like a boulder bounding downhill against him in that 2nd inning. He gave up a run in the first, got the first 2 outs of the 2nd, and then a bunch of different things, some of them pretty unusual, happened to him. He saw 6 straight batters reach, and before you knew it, the Tigers had a big number put up on him. In the middle of that inning was a very costly error by Alexi Casilla.
Well, that's going to happen throughout the season, you know, but you need to get back, and that's one thing Ron Gardenhire talked about. He wants Nick Blackburn, when those things happen, refocus on still making good quality pitches.
We've seen
that's all through the learning curve of these young pitchers. Blackburn only 27 years old, but really in only his 2nd full season with the Twins.
Half swing and a strike to Griffey. We've seen pink pins, pink wristbands, and Griffey the first hitter to wear or use a pink bat. Pink spikes, or spikes with pink in them.
Yeah, Justin Morneau also wearing those spikes with the pink in them. On them.
Fouled away, 1-2. Ken Griffey Jr. has hit 25 home runs in this building. This is his and the team's last game that they'll play here at the Metrodome. Sailing wide, 2-2. lifted down the left field line. Span makes the catch in foul territory, and Blackburn gets a couple of fly ball outs for a quick 1-2-3 person on the left. The Twins hoping to make it a sweep over the Mariners, and they will send out this Menard batting order. Denard Span, Matt Tolbert, Joe Mauer, Justin Morneau, Michael Kadire, Brendan Harris moving up to 6th, Mike Redmond 7th, Carlos Gomez 8th, and Nick Punto 9th. Facing a tough lefty in his second year with the Mariners, Eric Bedard.
Let's take a look at the Schmelz Countryside scouting report on Eric Bedard, making his 7th start, just like Blackburn. He's a strikeout pitcher. He's over his career has averaged just over a strikeout per inning that he has pitched at the major league level, but he has never beaten the Minnesota Twins. He's 0-5 with a 4.91 ERA in his career in 8 previous starts. So the Twins have had some success against Eric Bedard.
Span taking a strike on the outside corner, another one on the inside corner. And now 1-2.
Bedard always very good fastball, very good control, big curveball, and the changeup. Coming over from the Baltimore Oriole organization in February of 2008.
Up just a little bit, and it's 2-2.
Last year, a frustrating year for Bedard. He was on the DL disabled list most of the season. He did make 15 starts, but only won 6 and lost 4.
Breaking ball missing, and it's 3-2.
That's that big curveball right there.
Span followed by Tolbert. Twins in the first 2 games of the series have scored twice in each of the first innings. Span and Tolbert have been aboard to start the ball game each night. How about that? From 0-2 to a leadoff walk. Never swung the bat, and he'll trot to first. DQ defense for the Mariners. Vladimir Ballantine in left field. Andy Chavez taking over in center. Isho, of course, in right. Beltre, Pettencourt, Lopez, Brandy in the infield. And Rob Johnson making the start behind the plate. Did a nice job filling in for Kenji Jojima when Jojima was on the disabled list earlier this year.
After Bedard, that's only his 7th walk in 38 innings pitched.
Here's Matt Tolbert hitting right-handed. And he takes low. Well, the Twins waiting Bedard out. Span never swung the bat and fell behind 0-2. And now Tolbert squaring to bunt. We saw him do this last night in a bunting situation, taking some pitches. And he ended up walking. Span was thrown out trying to steal last night for the first time.
Yeah, he's now 7 for 8 in stolen bases attempts, and the Twins overall have stolen 18 bases, been caught 7 times. Tolbert, of course, a switch hitter at the plate.
1-1. Span stole his first base of the year against Eric Bedard in the second game of the season. Got a couple of singles against Bedard. Breaking ball over for strike 2. Twins have yet to swing the bat. They've taken 9 pitches from Bedard. And a little pop fly to deep short. Betancourt retreats to make the catch. 1 away. And that'll bring up Mauer.
Bedard, 30 years old, originally signed by the Orioles back in 1999 out of Ontario, Canada. Ended up signing actually out of Norwalk Community College out of Connecticut, but born in Canada.
Mauer with an RBI Friday night in the first inning and a 2-run double last night in the first inning. Takes it up and in, ball 1. Mauer, the designated hitter in today's game after catching Friday night and Saturday night. And Mike Redmond gets the start behind the plate. Bedard 2-0. He really seems to be mixing up his delivery. We've seen the slide step and the full leg kick as we saw on that last pitch.
Yeah, he's a left-handed pitcher. Really tries to keep that right shoulder in as long as possible. And he'll also do that to try to hold that runner at first base. Give you a little bit of hesitation once he gets to that balance point. And then he'll utilize a slide step like he did right there. So a couple different looks for Denard Span to try if he's thinking about trying to steal off of Bedard.
And a breaking ball missing. It's 3-0 to Mauer with Morneau on deck. And a strike. Twins uncommonly patient with Bedard. He's thrown 14 pitches and only 1 pitch has been swung at.
14 pitches, only 6 strikes too.
3-1 to Mauer. Into center field. Span round second, and he'll hold up there with Chavez firing to Beltre. So Mauer continues to sting the baseball.
Well, again, what Joe Mauer, how he's such a good hitter, he seems to always work that pitcher into that fastball mode. A 3-1 pitch, getting the fastball, and the sweet swing of Joe Mauer taking right back up the middle. And Bedard hanging around the mound right there. Chavez came up and he threw a one-hopper to Belliard at third. Bedard's got to get back over there and back up that play. Luckily, that ball did not get by the third baseman. Those are the little things that I look at. You know, you don't hang around the mound. You don't go walk toward the third baseman. You bust your tail end to back up that base.
And now Bedard has to face fellow Canadian Justin Morneau, who's worn him out over the years. Morneau, 8 for 19, a couple of home runs, and 9 runs batted in against Bedard. And a chance to do some first inning damage for the 3rd game in a row against a Seattle starting pitcher. And a fastball down the middle, a strike. Now, before every game, Joe Favre meets with the Twins hitters and they try to come up with a plan for the day against the opponent's starting pitcher. And apparently the plan today is to try to wait Bedard out. Off the knuckles and back into the seats. 2 strikes. Span took 2 strikes and then took 4 balls to reach base.
Bedard, a left-hander, likes to get ahead with that fastball. His strikeout pitch is that curveball. And it's a good curveball. If he does throw it, he'll try to throw it just on the other side of home plate.
Fastball wide of the outside corner, and it's 1-2.
Gives you that little bit of angle from a left-hander to a left-handed hitter. He's not straight over the top, more 3/4.
1-2 to Morneau. And now missing with a fastball inside.
Just staying right with that fastball. This is a big pitch right here. You want something to happen if you're a pitcher. You don't want to go 3-2. Even though there's only 1 out, they could send the runners with Justin on a 3-2 pitch. So you want to make a strike right here. Ouch.
Busted bat. Infield fly rule is called, and Morneau is retired for out number 2.
Well, he went right after Justin with 5 fastballs. Finally, that 5th fastball got a little bit in on Justin. More or less jammed himself to create that little pop-up in the infield. See what that fastball inside does to you. Justin not able to extend those arms. And off the inner part of the bat creates that pop-up.
I don't know how many pink bats Justin has, but that one won't be used again. Here's Kadire with 2 on and 2 out. And a strike.
I asked Kadire after the ballgame last night if he got all of that 3-run home run he hit last night. He said he just missed it a little bit.
Hit it, what, 425 feet, something like that? Out in front of the breaking ball, 0-2.
Yeah, there's that curveball of Bedard. Kadire 5 for 15 lifetime against Eric Bedard.
Chris Jacobaskas couldn't pitch out of trouble in the first inning. Neither could Felix Hernandez. And now Bedard trying to do that. He's ahead of Kadire quickly, 0-2. Kadire got a piece. Bedard with some shoulder surgery during the offseason. Pitched against the Twins in the 2nd game of the year and kind of wobbled his way through the 4th. Twins finally caught up with him a little bit in the 5th inning.
Yeah, he had the Tommy John surgery back in 2002 when he was with the Orioles.
2 strikes to Kadire. Got him with a breaking ball. So Bedard succeeds where Jacobaskas and Hernandez failed. He gets out of the 1st inning despite having some trouble.
Of play. I'm Jim Rich, and of course Joe Mauer has won plenty of hardware. Last night he was bestowed with the Gold Glove and the Silver Slugger Award, but Joe unfortunately left his mementos on a table in the clubhouse last night, and his teammates decided this morning they would all sign his silver bat along with some colorful comments so that they would never forget him. So Joe walks in, sees the defaced award. His teammates were hoping to get a rise out of him, but you know the even-mannered, even-keeled Joe Mauer. He just smiled and said, sweet. So his teammates were a little disappointed, and then they told him it was a dry erase marker, and they just wiped it off, and life goes on. But Joe said, when I saw Cuddy sitting there, I knew it was okay. To convert back up to you guys. Now, Bert, you've been in on a few things like that, haven't you, over the years?
Just a couple. I
bet.
Good pitch right there to Bedard. That's what Rick Anderson, and I think everybody wants to know. Michael Kadire, kind of one of the guys that helps keep the clubhouse a little looser.
Swing and a foul, 2-2.
Yeah, that previous pitch, that running fastball in on right-hander. Just make him move a little bit. I'm not talking about hitting anybody. Just make him move. And then Bedard, you're not going to have that same type of swing, or Beltre, excuse me, on that next pitch.
And now Blackburn runs the count full to Beltre. Beltre, Branyan, and Ballantine facing Blackburn here in the second.
Beltre in last night's ballgame hit his first home run of the year. Another good fastball middle in and ties Beltre up. Blackburn picks up his first strikeout.
You could submit a question to us online at carsoup.com/baseball. Vanessa Sellers from Minnetonka wondering, Bert, being the prankster that you are, did you ever play any pranks on your mom?
Oh, on my mother.
I know. I met your dad. I'll bet you didn't pull any pranks on your dad.
No, no, I didn't pull any of those on. No, not really. I mean, there were 7 of us in the house, so no, I can honestly say I never did. Not to mommy.
See, on April Fools, I would do the old, the sprayer that's on the kitchen sink, taking a rubber band and wrapping it so the thing is depressed. Mom would turn on the kitchen faucet in the morning and spray herself.
Oh, that's mean.
I know, but she fell for it every year. That's as devious as I got. 1-1 to Branyan. Foul back.
Speaking of moms, I want to wish Barb Mathiasen, and she is Marty Gellner's mother-in-law. We want to wish her a happy birthday. She's listening in St. Cloud. Now, Marnie did not give me her age, and I know she's going to probably age a lot quicker now that Marnie is related to her. Or she's related to Marnie.
What is this, a birthday or just a Mother's Day?
No, it's a birthday.
Okay.
So happy birthday, Barb.
2-2 to Branyan. Foul back. And from the guest services staff here at the Dome, happy birthday to Sherry Howes as well. Now, if you're a mother and your birthday falls on Mother's Day, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
More gifts. More gifts.
Really?
Yep.
You'd have to double up, I suppose.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Mom's like that.
Swing and a miss, and Blackburn starts his second inning with a pair of strikeouts.
Well, Blackburn not really a strikeout pitcher. He's coming into this ball game 13 strikeouts in 34 and 2/3 innings. But a good running fastball that Branyan just can't reach.
So 2 gone, and here's Vladimir Ballantine. Strike 1. Ballantine, the left fielder last night, and he lost. He was introduced to the metronome at a time when the veterans are saying goodbye to it. A little pop fly to start the ball game off the bat of Denard Span. Ballantine didn't see it. It dropped for a leadoff double, and that was really the beginning of the end for Felix Hernandez last night. 2-1. Mariners pretty excited about the offensive potential for Ballantine. Two and 1 from Blackburn. Fisted foul, 2-2.
Yeah, Ballantine only 24 years old, up and down the last couple of years. Made the club out of spring training for the Mariners. Out of Caracas, Netherlands Antilles. Signed as a free agent by the Mariners in 2000.
Yeah, Blackburn's had to throw a lot of pitches this inning, but he struck out the first two batters in position now on 3-2 to get Valentine. Blackburn with just 15 strikeouts in 36 and a third innings, and he misses here, and it's a walk with 2 gone in the second. And that'll bring up Yuniesky Betancourt. Betancourt involved in a pivotal at bat last night. Mariners were coming back against Francisco Liriano. They'd scored 3 times, had the bases loaded, and Betancourt hit a weak little pop-up to end the inning on the first pitch from Liriano. And it allowed Liriano to survive the 4th, go into the 5th where he ran into more difficulty, but he got through 5 innings, got his win even though the numbers weren't very good.
That's the old baseball saying, it's not sometimes how you pitch, it's when you pitch.
1-0, and some would say, well, Betancourt should have taken some pitches. Liriano was a little wobbly with his control. But Betancourt is a notorious and very good first ball hitter. In his 3 years with the Mariners, when he swings at the first pitch, he hits .335.
Yeah, he's a lot like Ardell Mignon. I mean, he's up there swinging. He's walked a total of 2 times so far this year, and this is his 32nd game. 109 at bats. He's walked twice.
Chopped to the right side, and Tolbert gets a chest high hop and throws him out. 2-out walk, does no damage, no score after an inning and a half.
To all the other mothers, happy Mother's Day to you as well.
Such a special day with the special women all around the country being honored today. Brendan Harris cracks the first pitch, and that nearly got Scotty Alger. Wow.
Jerry White got hit in Detroit. Scotty Alger, seeing how hard his heart is pumping right there. Hit the ball fair, he says. Move over? Okay.
1 strike to Brendan Harris, who's been hitting a lot of line drives lately. Takes inside, 1-1. Boy, it's almost like Muhammad Ali's rope-a-dope technique here. The Twins taking so many pitches in the first inning. Bedard throws a fastball over for a strike on the first pitch, and Harris is waiting for it, and he creams it down the left field line.
Oh, there are some guys, Dick, that have more patience than other guys. Harris is a good fastball hitter. He's looking for that fastball. He goes into that box looking for the fastball. Now Bedard ahead in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. And he goes back to the curveball right there. Harris stays off of it. He's got a couple different type of curveballs. You'll get that curveball, the bigger curveball, and then that last one's more of a strikeout curveball. Tighten that rotation up a little bit, like that.
Nice dig by Johnson, even though there's nobody on base. And it's 3-2. Well, the Twins making Bedard throw a lot of pitches. He had to throw 24 pitches in the first inning. Full count to Brendan Harris. And another leadoff walk. Span worked for one in the first, and now Harris takes one in the second. Here's Michael Cuddyer with some great group ticket information.
One of the best things about Twins baseball is sharing it with others, like with your customers, employees, or colleagues at work. Call us today to book your group at the Dome. Thanks for your support.
Harris aboard, and Michael Cuddyer hoping the Twins can sweep the Mariners. Mike Redmond, the catcher, takes inside ball one. Redmond looking forward to playing today. And Michael Cuddyer has a lot of fans, one in particular. Redmond looking forward to playing today, hoping for a different type of game than his last start. Driven to right field, and Ichiro with the catch on the line drive, one away. Redmond started that awful game in Baltimore that started, stopped, and started, and stopped, and only got 6 innings in. And as Redmond joked this morning, it took 11 hours. So one gone, and now here's Carlos Gomez. Gomez in the lineup today, hasn't played much. Has come in as a defensive replacement recently. 51 at bats on the season. Among players who've been with the team since opening day, that's far and away the well, it's the second fewest. Brian Busher has just 35 at bats. Ron Gardenhire in his weekly radio show this morning mentioned the possibility, or at least the thought, that the Twins might be better served sending Gomez to Rochester to play every day. There's a good bunt. That's what Gomez is so good at. And with the left-hander on the mound, he dropped it perfectly between first base and the pitching rubber.
Well, Eric Bedard, a left-hander, his momentum carries him a little bit toward third base, but he got the ball off the ball quickly, but nobody there covering the bag once that first baseman. Very good bunt right there. And then the speed of Gomez. So runners at first and second, one out.
Situation the Twins had in the first inning when they could not break through. And Nick Punto will give it a try here against Bedard. Takes up high. The stories, the struggles of Punto, particularly from the right side of the plate, have been discussed. But bear repeating, he has one hit in 20 at-bats as a right-handed batter, and that one hit came against a right-handed pitcher.
Well, he's had some good luck against Bedard, 5 for 13. Been taking a lot of extra batting practice, trying to keep that ball away from that fly ball out. Trying to hit ground balls, line drives.
Taking a couple, and the count runs 2-0 to Punto.
Yeah, not a good strike-to-ball ratio for Eric Bedard. 36 pitches, 17 balls, 19 strikes.
Breaking ball over for a strike. You must have had that many times in your career where you felt you had better control of your curve than your fastball.
Well, I mean, that's a good pitch. That's how much confidence he has in that curveball. Situation like this, fastball situation, just drops that curveball in. Not the strikeout curveball, but the strike curveball.
2-1 to Punto. 3-1 with Span on deck.
Getting underneath that fastball just a little bit is Bedard. When I say get underneath, he's kind of leaning a little bit with the wrist more than out front with the fingers.
See what Punto gets on 3-1. Fastball a little bit high, and Bedard can't believe it. First time through the order, the Twins have 2 hits, and Bedard has issued 3 walks. Rick Adair, the pitching coach for the Mariners, needing his number 2 starter to pitch some innings here today.
Again, Bedard comes into this ballgame 0-5 in his career against the Twins, with an ERA at almost 5, and he's 0-2 here at the Metrodome.
Bedard didn't walk anybody when he faced the Twins back on April 7th. He walked Span to start the ball game this afternoon after getting ahead of him 0-2. Corner infielders up for Span. Up and away, ball 1. And now Bedard and McClellan having a little exchange.
No, he wanted it. All he asked him was that ball away, and McClellan said the ball was high. Bedard pointed out, McClellan pointed up.
Doinked foul down the left field line, 1-1. So Bedard was able to wriggle out of a first inning jam, but now he's got another one to deal with here in the second inning.
You know what's so nice, that Bedard could ask that, and McClellan didn't fly off
didn't take his mask off.
Right. He just said he thought the ball was up. McClellan's that type of umpire. You can talk to him as long as you don't give him any grief, because you don't want to do it to that guy. That guy's about 6'7". Come out and pitch your head off.
1-1 to Span. Chop to third. They come home, and the throw is caught by Johnson. They get the force at home. Beltre looked like he might have had a tailor-made double play, stepping on the bag and firing across, but he came home.
I think his momentum carried him past the bag. Too risky of a play right here. Watch Beltre go in and decides to throw the ball. Now Johnson becomes a first baseman, keeping his foot on home plate as he reaches out for this ball. And the out is recorded at home.
So we'll see how it plays out for Beltre and the Mariners with Tolbert coming up. He busted his bat and hit a little pop-up to bat course.
I think that's the right play for Beltre. Even though he had a chance to tag third, then if that throw was where it was, then Harris scores, because it becomes a tag play at home.
Well, I was going to say throw across the diamond to get Span is what I thought he was going to do. Get the force at third and the force at first.
Yeah, he could have, but Span's pretty quick down that first baseline.
1-0 to Tolbert. Twins couldn't get a big hit in the first. They're looking for one from Tolbert here in the second. Outside, 2-0. 44 pitches for Eric Bedard. 22 balls and 22 strikes. Tolbert asking for time. Well, we said it of Hernandez last night. You get chances against a quality pitcher like Bedard early, you better take advantage of it, and the Twins did not in the first. Driven deep but foul, 2-1. Ended up with the baseball. Look at that.
He will remember that for a long, long time.
2-1 to Matt Tolbert. Breaking ball gets a swinging strike 2. Bedard used that breaking ball to strike out Cuddyer to end the first inning.
Bedard making his 7th start this season, his 133rd Major League start. He has 48 wins, 39 losses in his career.
2-2 to Matt Tolbert. Got him with that breaking ball again. So the Twins leave 5 on and don't score in the first 2 innings. Innings. Blackburn has given up just a 2-out walk in his first 2 innings, and Rob Johnson will lead things off for Seattle. We have a moment. We want to pass along our condolences to the family of Twin Stadium host Jim Cunningham. His father Richard, a big Twins fan, and he passed away early yesterday morning in St. Paul. And so the whole Twins organization want to pass along our sympathies and condolences to Jim and his family.
Well, sure do. Jim's a good man.
Strike 1 to Rob Johnson. He'll be followed by Andy Chavez and then Ichiro Suzuki. That's a foul ball, 2 strikes. Nice catch by Ryan Hank, the ball boy.
Yep. You've been working hard down there.
There ought to be a Gold Glove award for ball boys, don't you think? Since Joe Mauer got one.
He may not be in a running, but there should be.
Yeah. Swing and a miss, and Blackburn has another strikeout.
Number 3 on the afternoon for Blackburn. Good hard slider, good location, down and away.
And that'll bring up Andy Chavez.
Blackburn high in strikeouts this year, 4, and that came in Cleveland 3 starts ago.
Here's Chavez, who all he knows about Nick Blackburn is that he can hit him. Chavez got 3 singles against Blackburn here back in early April. And he hits 9th for Don Wakamatsu today. 1-0. 2-0. Two and 1. Two and 1 to Andy Chavez. And now 2-2. Redmond takes that one around the shin guards. Back to the mound. And Blackburn throws to first, 2 down. I want to wish our very best wishes to John Anderson, who this afternoon at Siebert Field is hoping to become the 40th coach rather, in NCAA Division I baseball history to reach 1,000 wins. And I guess that game is there at Michigan in Ann Arbor. But great baseball coach for the Gophers, and doing something that very few people have done. And Gophers on a bit of a roll. And John's a good man and a great friend of baseball in this area.
Yeah, Mr. Anderson, good luck to you.
2 down in the third, and here is Ichiro.
I think Gophers have won their last 9 in a row, off to a very good start. Rated number 1 in the conference.
1-1. I asked the question on the air last night, how rare is it for a player to win a Gold Glove award and a silver bat in the same year? Ichiro did it just a few years ago.
Yes, he did.
Kirby Puckett did it in 1989, so maybe not as rare as I thought. Maurer accepting both awards last night, the Gold Glove from Tony Oliva and the silver bat from Rod Carew.
Yeah, Ichiro's actually done it twice, in 2001 and also 2004, winning the batting title in the American League. And also the Rawlings Gold Glove Award. He's won 8 straight. That's how many years he's been in the American League, in American baseball.
Tolbert,
too late.
Quick release. And Tolbert did what he could, which wasn't much given Ichiro's speed. Very little margin for error on any ground ball.
He made a great play right here. The only play a second baseman can do is get over there, the ball a little bit up the middle. You know, he gets to it and then makes a strong throw, but Ichiro and his speed just beats it out. So many infield hits.
Anybody else in the Seattle lineup, and Tolbert might be on the highlight reels tonight.
Right.
So in the second, the Mariners got a 2-out walk. Here in the third, a 2-out infield single for Ichiro.
And Ichiro hasn't tried to steal a lot of bases. Started the season on a disabled list, activated the middle part of April. Only 2 stolen bases in 3 attempts.
It'll be a test, though, I would think, for Redmond, who
5 stolen bases in 7 attempts.
Redmond's had some shoulder problems. Here's a high fly to deep left field. Span going back with room, making the catch on the edge of the track. A scoreless third for Nick Blackburn to see if the Twins can remount a threat against Bedard. Today. Twins had a threat in the first, couldn't score, and another threat in the second and couldn't score against Eric Bedard. And Joe Mauer takes a strike. He'll lead things off in the third, followed by Morneau and Kadire. Mauer with a sharp single.
My mom rocks. All moms rock.
Mauer with a sharp single to center in the first inning. 1-1. He and Justin Morneau have had a great series here against the Mariners. Last night, until the end of the ball game, they had reached all 8 times combined with hits and walks, home runs. 2-1.
Well, you like that little competition that they're talking about. Ron Gardenhire was talking about how these guys kind of challenge each other because you know what filters down then to Michael Kadire, then that filters down to Brendan Harris, then you know other guys get involved. They all want to do what these two have been able to do.
Now 3-1. See, I've never liked the nickname M&M boys because that's, you know, Mantle and Maris kind of cornered the market on that in New York. So what about the 2M company? The 3M company's already taken too, but you've got Mauer and Morneau hitting back-to-back. And Mauer drawing a leadoff walk. It's the third straight leadoff walk issued by Bedard.
Yeah, number 4 in the ball game. Very unusual. Difficult of his control, Eric Bedard.
There are 1,000 reasons to log on to twinsbaseball.com. You can vote for the all-Metrodome team exclusively at twinsbaseball.com. So log on tonight, make your selections to set the roster of Twins greats that'll be named later this summer. Twinsbaseball.com for the latest in Twins merchandise and single game tickets. Morneau takes outside a ball. Bedard has now thrown more balls than strikes.
Yeah, he came into this ball game averaging just 1.4 walks per 9 innings. Already 4 walks in this game.
Morneau shattered his bat and found another pink one to use. Did a little pop-up to Betancourt with 2 men aboard in the first inning. Popped up over our heads, but well, it came down beneath us, and there isn't much that is beneath us. A lot of things over our heads, but not much beneath us. Two and one to Morneau with Mauer aboard. Deep to right center field. High off the wall. Mauer rounds third. He's coming home. Morneau will try for third and then retreat to second base and is tagged out. He nearly hit it out. It's the second ball this year we've seen hit the end of the top of the fabric in deep right center field. Mauer racing in from first, and the Twins take the first lead.
Oh, Joe Mauer got a great read on this because he knew it was either a home run or something off the baggie. He was hustling from first base, and Justin hitting it high off that baggie. Chavez gets the ball back in. Justin thought about going and then hustles back. But then Betancourt right there, the shortstop, tags him out. So it'll be an RBI double for Morneau, picking up his 26th RBI of the year as Mauer scores the first run of the ball game.
Kadire taking a breaking ball for ball one. And inside again, 2-0. Morneau upset with the making it out on the bases. Pitch up, fouled it straight back. 2-1. Fastball hits the inside corner. 2-2.
Boy, Justin picking up his 26th RBI. How about Evan Longoria, he has 44 RBIs already for the Rays. Ouch. God, that's a great sound.
That's a sickening, terrible sound. 2 down. And Bedard has really gotten the ball inside and taken his toll on those pink bats.
That ball just running in right here. We're going to take a listen. What a beautiful sound.
It just sounds like it hurts. Here's Harris, walked out as far as third base, actually was forced at home in the second inning. Now the deal is with the pink bats, I think most of them are going to be auctioned for charity. Does it make any difference whether they're in one piece or 3? Popped up foul. It'll reach the seats.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. Say Harris likes this bat right here. I mean, say he hits a home run on this and the bat stays, you know, in order and everything and throughout the ball game. Can he use it again tomorrow? Ken Griffey Jr., he likes his bat so much he sits with it.
You can do that as a designated hitter. Check swing, we think. Yep. 2-1. Harris drew the leadoff walk. And Bedard so far has kept the damage to a minimum here. But this has been unlike any prior performance I've seen with Bedard, where he's had such a terrible time throwing strikes. 33 balls, 32 strikes.
Well, you know, sometimes when you go into a ballpark and you know that you've had not good success against an organization, you try a little bit too hard. And I think Bedard's trying to make every pitch perfect. Good curveball right there. In a fastball situation again, a 3-1 curveball. Making sure it is 3-2 with home plate umpire Tim McClellan.
Full count to Harris. And the breaking ball gets another strikeout of a right-handed batter, but a leadoff walk backed up by an RBI double, and the Twins take the first lead of the game. Been sharp here this afternoon as the Twins go for a sweep over the Mariners. Ken Griffey Jr. has gotten to know this ballpark very, very well. And so he'll be playing his last game here. He, as you saw earlier, is at 25 home runs here. He's hit more home runs against the Twins than any other opponent in his Hall of Fame career. Drew a couple of walks against Blackburn back in early April. But I asked him this morning, I said, what do you remember most about this ballpark? Thinking it would be one of the 25 home runs. And he said, no, a long time ago in September, late in the game, they moved him into first base to play first base instead of right field. And he said he remembers being there at first base with Kent Herbeck at the plate and praying, please God, don't let him hit it to me. Fouled away, 1-2. It's the only time he's played first base, and he came here in the Metrodome. And at least in that at bat, he did not want the ball hit to him. As an outfielder, of course, he always wanted the ball hit to him.
Did he recall what Herbeck did?
No, if he did, he didn't tell me.
He didn't hit it to him, I guess.
1-2. Deep right center field. Chased by Kadire. And off the wall, Griffey will have a leadoff double. So he nearly hit home run number 26 at the Dome. It's a leadoff double for Griffey here in the fourth.
Oh, good wood on it right here. Kadire giving a chase. Good extension. Always that beautiful swing by Ken Griffey Jr. Gomez getting the ball back in. Second hit off of Blackburn. This one a leadoff double.
When you do things like that, when you pass Babe Ruth in offensive statistics, I think your place in baseball history is secure. Beltre takes ball one. Beltre struck out leading off the second inning. And Redmond will go to the mound. In the second inning, Blackburn struck out Beltre and Branyan.
Oh, we have a break right here. I'd like to say happy Mother's Day to Belle in Rochester. She is 97 years young. So Belle, they didn't get a last name. I figured there's not too many Bells in Rochester that are 97 years old.
High hopper over the mound into center field. Griffey around third, and they'll hold him up. So first and third, nobody out, and the Mariners put together their first threat here against Nick Blackburn.
Well, Blackburn fell behind an account. He came in with a sinking fastball, and Beltre hitting it back on the turf right over the head of Blackburn into center field. That high chopper.
And now Branyan at the plate. Branyan has struck out 5 times in this series, and Blackburn would love to get him here or get him to hit a ground ball to Matt Tolbert and maybe get a double play, allowing the tying run to score.
Yeah, Blackburn last year got 31 double plays turned behind him. So far this year, only 2.
That's a foul ball.
Got ahead of Branyan in his first at bat. Branyan swung and threw a strike 3. Fastball down and away. Branyan with that open stance.
And Blackburn shaves the inside corner and gets ahead of the strikeout prone Branyan. 0-2. You know, the Twins don't hit a lot of home runs, even with this power surge this weekend. They have just 26. The Mariners have only 24. And of those, Branyan has hit 7 of them. So where would they be without Branyan's power in the middle of their lineup? 2 strikes. And Branyan takes 1-2.
Well, Blackburn's got 2 choices here. He can go back inside again, or he can go with that sinker down and away. It's a sinker that struck him out his last at bat in the second.
Beltre with 5 steals and 7 tries. And Redmond's had his shoulder worked on and reports that it feels better than it has for years. And that shoulder may be tested here in this ball game today. Just outside, another good take by Branyan, and it's 2-2.
Yeah, that's the pitch that he swung and missed on in his first at bat. Bruce Hines, the third base coach, going through signs.
Time called. Redmond will reset the signs. Branyan 27 strikeouts and 28 strikeouts in 94 at bats. A high fly to short left center field.
Gomez lost it.
And Span makes the catch and fires home. Gomez was 45 feet away from the ball, and Span picked him up with a huge catch for the first out of the inning.
Oh, what a terrible feeling that must be right there. Gomez came in hard. He looked at Nick Punto, and he's kind of like, come on, Nick, where is it? Nick's pointing up. He's thinking it's right around Gomez. Instead, Span is able to catch it. Some maybe 10, 15 feet behind him.
So 1 out. The runner still at first and third. And here's Ballantine, who walked in the second. Now Blackburn would love to get the double play ball. That's to short right field. Kadyr's got a cannon, and they won't even try. 2 down. So not with ground balls, but with harmless fly balls, Blackburn's on the verge of getting out of this. And Betancourt will hit. The Mariners, through this 6-game losing streak, and the 6 runs they scored last night notwithstanding, have just not been firing on all cylinders offensively. And a great opportunity they've created here in the 4th, but now Blackburn hoping to get out of it with the Twins' lead intact. Fastball on the outer edge.
Even though the Mariners have lost 6 straight, they find themselves only a game and a half behind the Texas Rangers in the Western Division. The Angels playing very good baseball. They've won 3 straight. They're only a half a game behind the Rangers.
Poked foul, 2 strikes as Betancourt reached across the plate. This is the 4th inning, but the fans getting into this moment with Blackburn trying to quell the first threat against him this afternoon. Just off the outside corner, 1-2. Ron Gardenhire back on the bench. It was about this time of the game last night where Gardy felt a little woozy and went back up to the clubhouse. One and 2 to Yuniesky Betancourt. Griffey with the leadoff double has made it as far as third base. Bouncer to short. Punto to Morneau, and Blackburn pitches out of trouble in the 4th.
And make sure when I pull up in my motorhome next year that you know who it is. It's me, Ron.
And happy Mother's Day to everybody out there. Mike Redmond leading off the fourth for the Twins. And Redmond takes down and away ball one. Now Eric Bedard has issued a leadoff walk in each of the 3 innings so far.
Bedard with 4 strikeouts. Excuse me, 4 walks, 3 strikeouts. It's been a struggle.
And he misses low 2-0 to Redmond. Redmond with a line out to right field in the second inning. Two and one. Detroit leading the Indians 5-1 in the 8th inning. They're threatening to sweep the Indians in Cleveland.
Well, at least the Indians scored a run.
Bounce to the left side. Beltre. One away. How are we doing on the trivia lately? Is our streak still intact?
Oh, for sure.
Our Arby's trivia question today: who's the all-time winningest Canadian-born left-handed pitcher?
Oh, left-hander. And the right-hander's Ferguson Jenkins.
Right. Carlos Gomez with a bunt single his last time up.
Now, we're not supposed to give that away too quick, right? Because Steve S. is maybe listening.
Gomez faked a bunt, then took a full swing and fouled it against his left leg.
Let's take a look where it hits him right here.
Oh, it hit him on the back leg, maybe. No,
looked like the right shin.
1 strike. Little nubber.
That's trouble. Wow, nice
got him
play.
by a step. And Gomez, who was hurt by that foul ball before, that might have slowed him up just a little bit, but a great play by Johnson.
Yeah, Rob Johnson did a great job of coming out from behind home plate and barehanding the ball, the only play he really had. I have a swinging bunt right here. Johnson getting it, barehanding it, sets, and throws a P over to Branyan for the out.
So 2 down, and that'll bring up Punto, who drew a walk his first time up. Just a 1-0 game, but the Twins have been threatening throughout against Bedard until this 4th inning. And Punto takes a strike. Still getting a little bit of a mental break, according to Ron Gardenhire. Just an opportunity to get away from the game and come back with a fresh attitude. One and one. The fly ball left center field. And that ball drops and gets by the center fielder Chavez, and it'll be a bloop double for Punto. It looked like Valentin could have caught it, but didn't.
Oh, that's a ball right there that has to be caught. Had way too much air time right here. And don't know if Valentin maybe lost it for a split second, but the ball does land by his feet. And Nick Punto picking up his second hit as a right-hander.
And his first against a left-handed pitcher.
Yep.
Here's Span. He's walked and reached on a fielder's choice. Span was up with the bases loaded, 1 out in the second, and hit a chopper to Beltre, who got a force play at home. Strike 1.
You know, Seattle coming into this ball game, 24 errors. That's the most in the American League. But sometimes it's not the errors that mount into bad plays. It's just misjudgment and balls that should be caught are not. Not hitting the cutoff man. So many things they have not done very well as a ball club.
Well, Span's first at bat last night might have been the turning point of the whole game. A routine fly ball that Ballantine couldn't see. You can't blame someone for not catching something they don't see. Check swing and a strike.
On yesterday's ball game, you see that ball bouncing in front of Ballantine. That was the double you were talking about. And then Beltre, who's already made 7 errors, and he's the Rolling Gold Glove winner at third base the last couple years in the American League.
1-2 to Span, and he'll get time. Twins in need of a 2-out hit. So far, they haven't gotten one, other than Punto's 2-out hit a moment ago, a 2-out run producing hit. Foul to the screen. Span doing very well against left-handers, and you can't say that about too many Twins hitters. Twins coming into the game with a .235 team batting average against left-handed pitching. Span came into the game hitting nearly .400. .379 his batting average against lefties this year. One and two. Good take, 2-2.
Yeah, good take right there, and that's makes Bedard just work a little bit harder. Already 81 pitches, trying to get out of the fourth.
Two and two to Span. And a bouncer to Jerry White. The Mariners, after today's game, fly to Texas. They'll have an off day there tomorrow and then play the Rangers 3 times. And the Rangers have opened up the game in Chicago with, so far, a 4-run 5th inning. They're leading Chicago 5-1 in the 5th. Bartolo Colon, I think, starting for the White Sox in that game. Another 2-2 to Denard Span. Flips it foul. Twins and White Sox essentially tied for third place in the American League Central. Each a game below the 500 mark.
Yeah, Zach Greinke finally lost last night for the Royals, 1-0. About the only way you're going to beat that young man.
How about Joe Saunders pitching an awfully big ball game for the Angels? Find themselves just a half game behind the Rangers now.
Yeah, you see that too often. Both starters went, 9 and 8 complete games for both starters.
Span takes a call, third strike. Bedard pitches through a 2-out situation in the fourth. It's just a 1-0 ball game as we go to the 5th.
Very nice.
Oh, wonderful. Rob Johnson leads off the fifth against Nick Blackburn. First pitch chop foul. Oh, one of my great memories in this ballpark is toward the end of her life, being able to take my mom to a lot of Twins games. Great Twins fans. Sometimes the senior citizens are the most loyal Twins fans, even though they don't get a chance to come to games very often. Loyal viewers and listeners. Swing and a miss, 0-2.
Don and Darla Bertelson from Austin, Minnesota. They're big fans. Don is celebrating his 88th birthday today. And they are huge Twins fans out of Austin, Minnesota.
Swing and a miss, and Blackburn gets another strikeout.
The second time he's been able to strike out Johnson. Strikeout number 4 in the ball game for Blackburn. Good slider, good location, down in the strike zone. See where Redmond wants it, puts that glove down. Give it to me down just below the knees. And Johnson went fishing.
Chavez tapped back to the mound his first time up. Slapped the other way, and it's a hit. Span cuts it off, spins, fires, and safe on a close play. What a superb play by Denard Span in foul territory.
Yeah, it was just the speed of Eddie Chavez that made this into a double. Because Span did everything he could possible to get over there. Made a great play, spun, made a nice throw to Nick Punto. Chavez just able to get that left hand on the bag. Excuse me, that's Tolbert.
So the Mariners couldn't score with a leadoff double in the fourth. Now a one-out double in the fifth, and Suzuki coming to the plate. Infield hit for Ichiro his first time up, his second time up, ball 1. And now 2-0. Now walking Suzuki is not an easy thing to do. Earlier, well, just last week he drew his first 2 unintentional walks. 5 walks on the season, 2 of them intentional. Blackburn will try to come back and get him with 1 out in the fifth. There's the outside corner, 3-1. Now 3-2. He does not walk very often. He does not strike out very often. Just 9 times on the season and over 100 at bats. Full count to Ichiro. Looks like Blackburn nearly got him there.
It might not be the prettiest swing that you'll ever see, but boy, I tell you what, this guy can just flat out hit. Good pitch, and as all good hitters do, they have a way to foul that ball off.
One of the sad things for me is that Ted Williams never got a chance to watch this guy hit. I'm guessing Ted probably would have had some opinions or two about Ichiro's approach. Long battle here between the Seattle right fielder and Blackburn. Another 3-2 pitch. And another foul. On the day, Ichiro's hit a couple of ground balls to the right side. One to Morneau. And the other one to Tolbert that he beat out. Bouncer to short. Runner will try to advance. And there's nobody at second base, and Harris with a great play to tag him out. Brendan Harris chasing down the speedy Andy Chavez.
Well, you would think a foot race right there that Chavez would win, but this ball, Nick Punto, Chavez, bad base running decision right here. And look at Harris. That little fake kind of slowed Chavez up. And that allowed Harris to catch up to him, dive, and tag him just before he gets to the bag.
Tolbert nowhere to be found. I would imagine he was trying to, on his way to back up a throw to first base that never came. So here's Lopez. Last night, one of the key plays in the ball game, the way the Mariners kept coming back at the Twins, was Beltre trying to steal third base and being thrown out by Joe Mauer. In a one-run ball game, Chavez with a critical base running mistake. And now ball one.
And when you're not playing good, again, the Mariners currently on a 6-game losing streak, those little things seem to just multiply. They're magnified into huge mistakes.
Pulled foul, and most of them anyway seem to be able to be filed under the heading of trying to do too much. You know, Beltre trying to advance to third base where he could score on a fly ball. One and one to Lopez, who's gotten a couple of outfield flies today. Blackburn last year virtually impossible to steal against.
And so far this year, base runners are 3 for 3 off of them, but very quick home.
Bouncer to third. Harris sets and fires. And Blackburn has 5 shutout innings here this afternoon against Seattle.
Brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards.
Matt Tolbert to lead off the Twins' fifth. Then he takes strike one from Eric Bedard. Bedard delivering his 85th pitch of the afternoon. Twins have had a threat to score in every inning against Bedard and have scored just the one run. 1-1. Tolbert with a pop to short and a strikeout. He'll be followed by Mauer and Morneau. Two and one. Breaking ball, tap foul.
I'm still trying to think of that trivia question. I know that Eric Bedard has 48 career wins. Another left-hander born in Canada that has more wins than 48.
Fouled back.
Jeff Francis, the Colorado Rockies, but I don't know if he has 48 wins or not.
Mark Lowe warming up. Up and in, 3-2. Bedard with a leadoff walk in the first, again in the second, again in the third. Tolbert trying to get aboard here to start the fifth. That's down the line. Foul by a few feet. And Tolbert cracked his bat in the process. Well, our consecutive correct answer string in danger of ending at 238 or something like that.
I'm going to go with Eric Bedard. Ferguson Jenkins
is a right-hander. John Hiller, whose last name has 6 letters, like Eric Bedard.
And his first name, too, has 4.
That's correct. So, indirectly, a correct answer. Popped up right side. Lopez out. Ichiro in, and Ichiro with the catch. I remember Hiller as being a closer for the Tigers. I didn't think of him as being so much the pitcher who won a lot of ball games. One down. And that'll bring up Mauer. It was Mauer's leadoff walk in the third that set up Morneau for an RBI double. It was a near home run. Mauer has reached both times with a sharp single in the first and then the walk and the run scored in the third. Strike on the outside corner. The corner again. So 2 really good fastballs in good spots for Bedard. Deep to left field. Valentin is there for the catch. On the edge of the track, 2 down. Twins and Tigers begin a 3-game series on Tuesday night, a Pepsi half-price Tuesday, presented by My29. You can get Tuesday tickets in the home run porch for just $10.50 thanks to Pepsi. Call 800-33-TWINS or visit twinsbaseball.com and get those tickets today. Here's Morneau. Hit the line drive off the drape in right center, scoring Mauer from first. Kevin Slowey going for the Twins on Tuesday against Armando Galarraga. 1-1. The intriguing pitching matchup in the one that is going to be watched very closely by the Tigers is the next day. Glenn Perkins going for the Twins, and Dontrell Willis going for the Tigers. 1-2. Morneau drove in the run with the double and then got hung up between second and third and ended up being thrown out.
Yeah, then in the day game, the Twins get Justin Verlander, who has been red hot against Scott Baker.
Two and two. And now a full count with Kadire on deck.
Don't know if this will be Bedard's last inning or not, but 101 pitches thrown. Some action in the bullpen for the Mariners.
Three and two. Bedard looking around the Metrodome for one of the last times.
He may not have had his best stuff, but it's still a 1-0 ball game. He's throwing a lot of pitches.
You know, the measure of a great pitcher isn't so much the 1, 2, 3 innings. They'll get more than their share of those, but innings like the first and second inning for him, when the Twins were one good gapper away from breaking the game open a bit, and he really bore down and got some key outs. Another 3-2 to Morneau. And the Twins have had a base runner on in every inning. Another walk issued by Bedard, and that'll get Kadire to the plate.
Yeah, season high 5 walks for Eric Bedard. And a guy that came into the game just averaging 1.4 walks per 9.
He has handled Kadire twice here, striking him out in the first on a breaking ball, and then getting him on a ground ball to Branyan in the third. Strike one.
Well, he's been stingy on allowing home runs. He's allowed only 2 home runs on the year. Excuse me, make that 3.
Inside, 1-1. Strike 1 and 2. Bernard trying to battle through the 5th. Inside with that breaking ball, and Kadire got a piece of it.
He struck out Kadire to end the first inning on that good curveball. Most pitches Bedard has thrown in a ball game, 109. That came back on April 24th in Anaheim. He went 6 2/3 innings in that outing, in a 2-1 win over the Angels.
1-2 to Kadire. To the backstop, and Morneau will go to second. A wild pitch, and Morneau moves into scoring position.
I'm just trying to overthrow this ball right here. Gets past Johnson off his glove. And second wild pitch of the year for Eric Bedard.
Now a good spot for a 2-out hit by Kadire. Tapper up the line, foul. Time was probably should have been called anyway. There was a ball rolling free from the Seattle bullpen right up along the first baseline.
Johnson's going to go out and talk to Bedard about this pitch selection they want to throw here on a 2-2 pitch. Kadire's fouled off a couple breaking balls.
Enjoyed the month of May. Big home run last night that broke the game open. Trying to add to the Twins' lead here in the 5th. To right field. Ichiro trapped it. Rounding third. Here comes Morneau. And Kadire slides into second. And Kadire delivers. It's a 2-0 Twins lead.
Well, nice hitting right there by Michael Kadire, taking this pitch, a breaking ball the other way. Kind of a flare in front of Ichiro. He came charging in, but on that one hop, and with 2 outs, Justin off and running. And he scores the second run of the ball game. Kadire picks up his 18th RBI.
So Bedard couldn't get Kadire in the 5th. He'll leave trailing 2-0. And the Mariners go into their bullpen. Bedard, it was the 2-out walk to Morneau, the wild pitch, and then the base hit by Kadire.
He just left the breaking ball up. The kind of an inside-out swing by Kadire. Brings in Mark Lowe out of the bullpen, making his 14th relief appearance. He worked here on Friday night. 1 shutout inning.
Harris hasn't put a ball in play. He drew a leadoff walk in the 2nd against Bedard and then struck out in the 3rd. One and one.
Lowe with a good sinking fastball, a hard slider, and a changeup in his 4th season with the Mariners. Up and down the last 3 seasons between AAA Tacoma.
Two and one. Miss 2-2. We remarked a couple of times in our telecasts this weekend about how impressed the Twins were with the Mariners bullpen when they saw them back in early April. Lowe has put up decent numbers, finished 6 games for the Mariners. Some other relievers out there have done a nice job, including veteran Miguel Batista. Hardsman's done well. White has done okay. High and tight 3-2.
Yeah, combined the bullpen 3.73 ERA. That's 5th best in the American League.
There's been talk over the last couple years about the Twins and Mariners maybe pulling off a trade. A lot of those conversations centering around Adrian Beltre. I'm not so sure that a trade won't be made, but Twins are a little envious, I think, of some of the good young arms in the Seattle bullpen. That might be a trade that could be made later this year. Having said all that, Lowe walks the first man he faces.
They tried to come back with that slider on a 3-2 pitch and left it down in the strike zone. The 6th walk that the Twins have taken here tonight.
Now Redmond, who lined out to right in the 2nd and then hit a ground ball to 3rd in the 4th.
The Twins took 7 walks last night in their 9-6 win, and they took 5 walks here on Friday night. So too many walks for the Seattle Mariner pitching staff.
High and tight, ball 1. Through it all, the Twins have scored just 2 runs. Hit to Ichiro in right field. The Twins get a 2-out single from Michael Kadire to score Morneau, and they double the lead. It's 2-0.
Minnesota State lottery giveaway, and we have Kim Schloster from Mora, Minnesota here. She's an 11-year survivor, and first off, congratulations on that.
Thanks, Jim.
What's it mean to you to see these baseball players all out wearing pink in support of the fight against breast cancer, using pink bats and the armbands?
I love it. I think it's the most awesome thing that they can do something that isn't involved with their gender and support us. Why not?
No doubt about it. Well, congratulations to you, and congratulations from the Minnesota State Lottery, and Bert has already circled you.
Thank you.
All right, let's go back to you guys.
Very nice. Congratulations.
Nick Blackburn getting a first pitch out. Griffey skying the ball to center field.
Well, that's what you'd like to have this time of the game, because Blackburn right now at 79 pitches You'd like an inning right now where you can maybe get out of the inning, maybe throwing 7, 8, 9 pitches. Get you maybe one more inning into the ball game.
And isn't it interesting that the Twins relievers have pitched much better now that we've had some games where the starters have gone that extra inning to center field, and Gomez has it surrounded. 2 down. From little leaguer to high schooler, if you want to get your kid ahead of the game, you can sign up for a summer youth training camp. Quality major league instruction at a reasonable price. The first camps are coming up in June in the Twin Cities and Fargo. We had Rod Carew last night talking about his involvement in the camps. Visit twinsbaseball.com and click on the community button to get all the information. Bartolo Colon couldn't get through the 5th inning for the White Sox. The Rangers now lead 6-1. Swing and a miss by Brennan. Mariners had one good chance to score in what was then a 1-0 ball game. Griffey started the inning with a double. Beltre singled to the outfield. Griffey was held at third. Good thing. And then Blackburn buckled down. He got Branyan, Valentine, and Betancourt, and the runners never budged. Two strikes to Branyan. Struck him out. And Blackburn's 6th inning is a quick one. Maybe his best inning of the afternoon. That's our wish for all the mothers out there today.
Sure is. Thank you, Nick Punto.
Carlos Gomez will lead off the Twins' 6th. Gomez bunted the ball in his 2nd inning at bat about 60 feet for a base hit. Then in the 4th inning, he took a full swing and hit it about 30 feet. And Johnson came out of his catcher's box to throw him out at first. Foul. 1-1, and he'll get a new bat. What do you think about the notion of Gomez maybe going back to Rochester and playing every day?
I really thought it was going to happen maybe a couple weeks ago. This young man needs to play, but you know, it's up to the club to decide when the timing is right. You know, you just don't want this young man to sit too long because he has so much potential.
Another one bunted up the line, and an easy play for Branyan. He'll make the play, 1 away.
You're looking at a 23-year-old, and you know, he's put into a role that he gets to play once every 3 or 4 days now. Maybe go in late in the ball game for defensive purposes. And I think every at bat he feels like he needs to hit a double every time to try to get into the lineup. A lot of added a little pressure to a young guy that has so much potential.
Can't tell whether he's limping back to the dugout a little bit or not. He is retired, and Punto, who's walked and doubled, will hit next. Fouled back. I'll be interested to see what the lineup is like on Tuesday. Very often what Ron Gardenhire will do is he'll bring somebody off the bench and let them play a number of games in a row to try to relieve some of that pressure that you talk about, where Gomez has a few games to kind of get into a confident mode at the plate. But where would you put him? Denard Span has played so well, and now that Delman Young has been playing on a more regular basis, his batting average is up near 300.
Right, and Michael Kadyr's played outstanding right field, but he's getting some big hits. Starting to swing the bat extremely well.
Punto, the bouncer toward first. And out number 2.
You know, it becomes a numbers game at times. And again, Gomez at the age that he's at, you know, maybe he's better off, serve better to go down and get a couple, 100 at-bats or something like that and find a swing again.
2 down, and here is Span. How are you going to take him out of the lineup when he's been hitting 300 pretty much all year long?
No, you don't. You don't. He's your leadoff hitter right now, Denard Span.
He may have saved the game for the Twins early on in recovery mode, making a catch on a fly ball that Carlos Gomez lost in short left center field. Now a high fly to center.
About like that.
That's about where he caught it, wasn't it? 3 up, 3 down. The Twins go quickly in the 6th.
Walking ahead of him, he scores on that double, and Blackburn so far 5 strikeouts in a ball game. Michael Kadir getting an insurance run right now. Ishiro almost catching that ball as Morneau scores. And Blackburn back on the mound starting the 7th inning, 84 pitches. And I said, boy, it'd be nice last inning if he were to throw, 8, 9 pitches to get out of an inning so he'd go deeper in the game. He only needed 6 pitches to get out of the 6th.
1-1 to Ballantine.
Started off with 11 in the first, the second 20, then 14, and you can see the 6 in the 6th inning right now. That is his 87th pitch.
1-2 to Ballantine. Ballantine drew a walk in that 2nd inning when Blackburn had to throw 20 pitches. He issued a walk, struck out 2 batters. Struck him out. First out of the 7th inning. The Twins leading 2-0. Let's go find Jim Rich.
Well, Dick and Bert, Mike Redmond behind the plate today, and we all know Justin Morneau is wearing new shoes today for breast awareness today with the pink spikes. But you look at what Mike Redmond is wearing, and he has new sneakers almost every game he plays. He goes out and puts new ones on. He says he likes the feel of new shoes as opposed to breaking them in. And he says that the only way they get to hang around is if he gets a hit or if the team comes up with a big win. But he says it goes back to his days in Miami when it was so hot, the shoes would just get soaked, and he said it was just horrible. So there are boxes and boxes of shoes in Red's locker these days. And Bert, were you a guy who just stuck with one set of shoes, or did you change them up once in a while?
I was superstitious, Jim, but you think of Mike Redmond now coming into this year. He has appeared in 697 games. So think about that. All the pairs of shoes that Mike Redmond has gone through. But, I was the stickler on having a good pair of pitching shoes. But I would change them probably every fifth or sixth appearance that I had. And then if I pitched really bad, I'd throw them away. Bad shoes, bad shoes. Got to blame it on somebody.
They still make that
pitching toe?
Pitching toe?
Yeah, tough toe.
Well, what is it? You put it on regular shoes, or do they come with it to keep your toe from dragging and wearing through?
A lot of times they'll come with it. Emery shoes over in St. Paul used to put that on for me, and also a leather one. They'd last a little bit longer. And if I had a good pair of shoes that felt comfortable, I would, after I put a hole in that leather, I just have them put a new one on for me. Emery did a great job for me.
2-1. 3-1.
Blackburn with 6 strikeouts, not only a season high, that ties a career high in strikeouts in a ball game. He's done it twice before. Last time he struck out 6 batters in a ball game, September of last year in Toronto. And 1 strike away from making a career high strikeout 7 in a ball game.
Full count to Johnson.
He struck out Johnson the first 2 times at bat on good sliders down.
Trying to finish off 7 shutout innings. Tapper foul. Tigers finished off their sweep of the Indians. 5-3 the final score at Progressive Field. The Rangers in the 8th now leading the White Sox 7-1. Up the middle and into center field. So Johnson gets a base hit with 2 gone in the 7th, and that'll bring up Chavez. Twins and Tigers play an afternoon game on Thursday, and you can ride your bike to the ball game and get a discounted ticket. ABC Ramps and Elitas present the offer that allows you to ride your bike to the game, park it for free in the Quest Metrodome Plaza, and receive a $5 discount on upper club or lower reserve tickets. Call 800-33-TWINS. Learn more about the opportunity to bike to the ball game this Thursday. There's Chavez, who is 4 for 5 in his career against Blackburn. And there is strike 1. Chavez in the second game of the year got 3 singles in 3 tries against Blackburn. And then in the 5th inning with 1 out, Chavez slashed a double to left field despite a great play by Denard Span. Bouncer to first. Morneau will take care of it himself. 7 shutout innings for Nick Blackburn.
The blizzard of the month, raspberry truffle. 7 very good innings for Nick Blackburn after a rough start. When things kind of snowballed in one particular inning against the Tigers, he comes back and pitches a great one.
He pitched a great game. 99 pitches for Blackburn in this outing. Tied a career-high 6 strikeouts. Walked only 1. And Rick Anderson, the pitching coach, talking to him right there. And getting a big hug from Perkins. Well, what a job in the 4th inning after Ken Griffey Jr. doubled. Beltre singled, then on 1st and 3rd, and then the ball that got lost right here by Gomez. It's Span behind him that catches the ball and keeps Griffey at 3rd. Then he got the fly ball to right field, and I think Ken Griffey Jr. wants to run on that arm right there, Michael Kadire. And Blackburn able to get it out of it by a ground ball off the bat of Bettencourt to retire the inning. And the Mariners.
And that's kind of the way things have gone for the Mariners as of late. They've lost 6 straight, in danger of extending the losing streak to 7. 2 Twins runs that did score. The runners were put on base by a walk. So then you look at Blackburn's 7 innings with just the 1 walk, and you understand why the focus in the Twins organization is to not issue walks.
Yeah, Bedard, I mean, again, he's a guy that doesn't usually walk a lot of guys. He ended up walking 5 in 4 2/3 innings.
Tolbert 0 for 3, taking ball 1 from Lowe. And now a strike. It'll be Tolbert, Mauer, and Morneau hitting here in the 7th inning. Swing and a miss. 1 and 2.
Lowe starting his 2nd full inning of relief. He did come in for Eric Bedard in the 5th inning. He walked Harris, but now has retired the last 4 batters he's faced.
Fouled away. Colbert's been in the lineup every day since his call-up, since Alexi Casilla went down. Casilla, by the way, 2 hits last night for Rochester. One and 2. Oh, that hopped up and got Johnson up around the throat.
And Tim McClellan's going to walk the ball out to Lowe. Give Johnson a couple extra seconds to regroup.
They got him right under the chin part of his mask. And he doesn't have that flap down that a lot of catchers have protecting the Adam's apple.
He's got that little metal bar that goes a little bit deeper, but sometimes that can get underneath like it does right there.
And Tim McClellan giving Johnson a little extra time. Steve Yeager was the first catcher to have that little protective pad dangling from the mask.
Yep.
Two and 2 to Tolbert. Fouled away. Twins got a leadoff walk in the 1st, again in the 2nd, again in the 3rd. Haven't had a leadoff man on since. And that'll turn left. Another foul ball. Jose Majaras warmed up. Looks like he'll get the 8th inning. Scheduled batters are Suzuki, Lopez, and Griffey. Just inside, and it's a full count.
Mauer on deck. And he walked him. So a good battle for Tolbert. And he runs to first with a walk, if you can do that.
And he runs everywhere.
Sundays are Twins territory in my 29. And next Sunday, the Twins make their first trip to the new Yankee Stadium. Twins and Yankees next Sunday at noon on my 29.
I'm going to mention it again. Last night, Seattle Mariners walked 7 here today. 7. Bedard 5. Lowe just walking his second batter. Even though the hits are tied at 5 apiece, Twins are ahead 2-0 because of the walks.
Mauer takes up and away. Joe has walked, hit the ball hard twice. A sharp single to center, then a liner to the edge of the warning track and left. And here comes Rick Adair.
Mauer in the 3rd inning walked. Morneau hit the double that scored him. In the 5th inning, it was a walk and then a wild pitch to allow Michael Kadire with 2 outs to pick up the RBI of Justin Morneau scoring.
Are they showcasing him or what?
Iron Man.
Every time Mariners have found themselves throughout this series in need of a pitcher to try to get some outs or an inning or two, and it's been Batista who's gotten the call. Yesterday, the Mariners activated their closer, Brandon Morrow, but haven't had a chance yet to get him into a ball game. See if the Twins try to steal Tolbert here with Mauer at the plate. 1-0. 2-0.
Mauer, such a good handler of the bat, might be even a hit and run situation. Tolbert with good speed. No stolen bases this year. Last year, 7 stolen bases for Tolbert in 8 attempts.
Takes a strike, 2-1. Trying to get back to the 500 mark today. 20 runs in the first 2 games so far, only 2 this afternoon. Branyan fires to second. And the return thrown out in time. So Mauer bounces out. He'll reach in a fielder's choice, 1 away.
Well, this is an opportunity for the pitcher to become a first baseman. That's exactly what happened. Lowe had to get over there and become a first baseman, but Mauer beat it out. They do get the lead runner of Tolbert at second base.
Now Morneau to the plate. Just missed a home run in the 3rd inning. He did drive in Mauer, who was at first with a walk.
This copyrighted telecast presented by the authority of the Minnesota Twins and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Minnesota Twins.
Morneau takes ball 1. Now, it's easy to say this, I know, because the Twins have drawn a lot of walks today. They've scored 20 runs in the first 2 games of this series. But it's not just because of the results. The Twins have had their most consistent at-bats throughout this series. Taking pitches, just showing great patience, and seeming so much more relaxed in the at-bats here in this homestand than they did on the road.
They're putting themselves into situations that are in right now. 2-0. Pitcher has to come in with a pitch to hit. And now Lowe falls behind his second straight batter. He walked Tolbert to lead off the inning. Mauer ended up hitting a fielder's choice at first base. Now he falls behind 3-0 on Justin. And Justin, if he gets the pitch he likes, we'll have the green light.
A high fly to left. Morneau not happy with the result here. And an adventure in left field, but Valentine makes the catch, out number 2. So a big pitch there for Lowe as he's able to retire Morneau on a 3-0 swing, and that'll get Cuddyer to the plate. You know, and I'm not so sure that what we've seen from Bauer and Morneau isn't at least partially attributed to what we've seen from Cuddyer. Now, with Don Wakamatsu coming out to maybe make a pitching change, Morneau has some protection hitting behind him because Cuddier's been swinging the bat well in May, and that has a residual effect on everybody hitting in front of him.
The lineups just they feed off of each other.
We'll get another look at Miguel Batista. Tell you more about him if there's more to tell. Will try to do more damage against another Seattle pitcher. Third appearance of the series for Miguel Batista.
Yeah, Batista making his 12th relief appearance. I always say in Little League, pitcher has a rubber arm. Batista's had a rubber arm in this 3-game series.
Inside, ball 1. Batista in the last year of his contract with the Mariners. Beltre in the last year of his contract. When we see Seattle again, it won't be until early June.
Well, Batista here on Friday night threw 35 pitches. In last night's ball game, he threw 15. Former starter, former closer. Now kind of a setup guy in Seattle.
Bouncer foul, 1-2. Anybody's guess what the Mariners are going to look like in June when we see them if they continue their slide out of contention. Veterans like Batista and Beltre might be dealt, if not by early June, by the end of July.
Well, Batista, I mentioned it here on Friday night, his 20th year of pro ball, his 15th season at the major league level. 38-year-old from the Dominican Republic. Keeps himself in great shape. Seattle, the 8th different major league team he has pitched for. He came up with the Pirates back in 1992. So he's been throwing that baseball a long time.
Two and two to Cuddyer. Got him. So Batista gets a big out to get the Mariners off the field in the 7th.
They're driving in the 2 runs, and we head to the 8th inning. But the Twins up 2-0, and now the Twins bring their bullpen into this game with Jose Majaras entering.
Well, Majaras making his 7th appearance of the year. He last worked on Thursday where he ended up getting a loss to the Baltimore Orioles. 5-4 loss. Very good 1.59 ERA for Majaras.
And he delivers strike 1 to Ichiro, who's hit 3 ground balls. He beat out one of them for a hit back in the 3rd inning. It was Suzuki's ground ball to Punto in the 5th. Where Punto threw to 3rd, they ended up getting Chavez, and more impressively perhaps Harris running down Chavez and tagging him out before he got back to the second base bag. One of the key outs of this game. 1-1. And a fastball for strike 2. Suzuki, Lopez, and Griffey. One hopper to Harris. 1 down.
Big out right there. Big out. Anytime you can get Suzuki, who's leading off an inning off the bases.
Major League Baseball and People magazine are looking for individuals who have made a huge difference in their community. 30 everyday All-Stars will be honored in St. Louis at the 2009 All-Star Game. To nominate a star among us, please go to peopleallstars.com. 1 gone, and here's Jose Lopez. Up high, ball 1. Trying to follow the same script, different actors, but same script as they followed here on Friday night. Tighter ball game as well. It was 11-0 Friday night, but 7 innings from the starter, an inning from Jesse Crain Friday. Majaras here today, and then Nathan might get the 9th inning again as he did Friday and Saturday. 2-0. And make that 3-0 to Lopez.
Yeah, Redmond's going to go out right there. Kind of words of encouragement. Jesse Crain getting loose in the bullpen. Nathan. Maybe a save opportunity in the 9th.
3-0 to Lopez. And that's a disappointing walk issued to Lopez on 4 pitches, and that will get Griffey to the plate. And let's go to Jim Rich.
Hey, I just want to remind Twins fans, coming up tonight on Fox 9 Sports Primetime, Denard Span will join us live in studio. Should be a lot of fun. That's 10:15 tonight. Dick and Bert, you're invited to stop by as well, but I don't know if we have enough to keep you guys entertained, but we certainly would appreciate if you guys would like to stop by too. But it should be a lot of fun. Denard Span tonight. We're going to actually set up one of those video games and let him play a little home run derby against himself. So it should be a lot of fun tonight.
How about if we watch?
That would be good.
We'll just watch.
I would double my ratings. That would be fantastic.
Here's Ken Griffey Jr. And Griffey takes ball 1. Here's Griffey hitting .211 with a couple of home runs at the age of 39. Deep to right field, and he has tied the game. And he may have won 25 grand in the process.
I've only seen that ball go in one time into the subway little circle right there. Now who wins 25? Does a player or does a contestant?
Griffey with
sweet swing.
3 home runs on the year, 2 of them here, and a big one that has tied the game. And Jose Majaras, who issued the walk to Lopez, just the 5th unintentional walk Lopez has taken in front of Griffey, and that'll bring in Jesse Crain.
tied at 2, and Jesse Crane will try to clean up the 8th inning.
So all he needs is $25,000 more.
A new memory to his time here at the Metrodome.
Oh, that home run right there tied the ball game at 2 apiece. His 614th Major League home run. Jesse Crane coming out of the bullpen. Jesse worked here on Friday night in the 11-0 shutout, making his 10th relief appearance.
Beltre up the middle with a base hit. So the 1-out walk seems to have perked up the Mariners. The home run by Griffey. Now Beltre with a base hit, and that'll get Branyan up. Branyan struck out twice tonight, 6 times in the series.
Oh, we were just told that it's a Twins player that has to hit it into the hole, not an opposing player.
Okay. Smothered by Redmond. Ball 1.
If a Twins player hits it into that subway hole, then a selective fan wins the $25,000.
Oh, okay, good. Good. You get it in cash or you get it in merchandise? I'd buy a lot of tuna salad subs. 1-0 to Branyan. Fouled away, 1-1. Well, an abrupt turn of events here. The 4-pitch walk to a guy who's hard to walk right in front of Griffey. I mean, Lopez walks are less common than Griffey home runs. Curve, tapped foul, 1-2. And no win today for Nick Blackburn despite 7 shutout innings. Isn't it sadly ironic that Griffey's dwindling numbers this year at the age of 39 will do more for his Hall of Fame candidacy than the numbers Barry Bonds put together at the age of 39 for the Giants. Off the glove of Morneau and into right field. Beltre will dig for third, and the Mariners now coming back. They got, a close play at first. They nearly got Branyan overrounding the bag. So 4 straight Mariners have reached, and they have the go-ahead runner at third with 1 out.
Oh, Branyan smoking his ball toward Justin Morneau right off his glove and deflected into right field. Kadire comes up as Branyan rounded the bag, just able to get his hand on the bag. Very close play. Beltre going from first to third. Branyan picks up his first hit, and runners at the corners with 1 out.
Twins playing back for a double play ball off the bat of Valentine. And Crane hits the knees, strike one.
Jesse's been able to pick up 7 strikeouts in 8 innings pitched. So where you'd like to pick up one right here.
Valentine struck out against Blackburn leading off the 7th. Inside, nearly hit him. Last Sunday, the Twins had a 4-0 lead going into the 7th inning, and the Royals woke up and scored 5 runs. Guerrero warming up. 1-1. That's by Redmond. Runner coming in, and the Mariners take the lead on a wild pitch.
Well, looked like a slider right there that gets past Redmond. And back to the backstop. Redmond trying to get to it quickly. Beltre ends up scoring the go-ahead run. It's the first wild pitch of the year for Jesse Crane.
And a 3-2 Mariner lead. Their first lead of the series. Ranyan goes to second. 2-1 to Valentine. Now 2-2. Driven to right. Kadire hoping for a bounce high off the wall. The Mariners lead at 4-2. Valentine with a double. And Jesse Crane has given up 3 hits to 3 batters.
Well, not the way you wanted the 8th inning to go. Valentine got a fastball, hit it high off that baggie. His 3rd RBI of the year on his 4th double. Taking that fastball the other way. Ranyan scores the 4th run of the inning. And Ron Gardenhire out to make another pitching change.
They'll bring Matt Guerrero to try to stop the bleeding here in the 8th. The first man was retired, but now 5 straight have reached. 4 have scored, and the Mariners have a 2-run lead.
First Mother's Day for her.
And Matt Guerrero entering the ball game. Face Yuniesky Betancourt.
His wife, DJ. And Matt Guerrero worked in yesterday's ball game. Pitched 1 inning. He did give up 1 run on a home run to Adrian Beltre, his first home run of the year, a solo home run, making his 15th relief appearance. Trying to get out of this ugly 8th inning.
That's a foul ball. 2 strikes. If you can bring back the walk to Lopez, which you can't, this would have been a much better 8th inning for the Twins. Breaking ball, tap, foul. Betancourt 0 for 3 today, 3 ground balls. And Breslow warming up. Morneau will chase it and make the catch. 2 down. That'll bring up Rob Johnson. Johnson singled his last time up after a couple of strikeouts against Nick Blackburn. Rangers beat the White Sox 7-1, winning that series 2-1. And Kansas City has a 3-0 lead on the Angels in the 4th. Here, the Mariners have turned this game around with a 4-run 8th inning. Strike 1. Strike 2. David Ardsma warming up. A home run that Griffey hit against Maharis, the first home run that Maharis has allowed as a big leaguer. Two strikes to Johnson. And now a ball. In this series, the Mariners have not had a starting pitcher complete 5 innings. So the bullpen's had to pitch an awful lot, and they'll be pitching some big innings here in the 8th and 9th, with the Mariners turning this game around. Instead of the Twins leading by 2, it's Seattle by a pair.
in that Sunday game. That was Scott Baker's game where he had a no-hitter going into the 7th. So David Ardsma coming into the ball game, making his 14th relief appearance. He worked in last night's ball game. He walked 1 in the 1-inning shutout inning, but he struck out 3.
Including Brendan Harris, who will lead off the 8th for the Twins. Harris, Redmond, and Gomez lined up to face him. First pitch, skied to center. And Chavez is there for the out. That's Gutierrez out there in center field. Chavez moving to left. Ardsma, as we said last night, can have bouts of wildness. So too the closer, Brandon Morrow. So as costly as walks have been in this game, 2 by Eric Bedard and the big one by Jose Majaras, we might not have seen our last free pass tonight. Inside to Redmond. Redmond's 0 for 3, a couple of fly balls to right and a ground ball to third. Foul, 1-1. Nice catch by a fan down there by the Seattle bullpen. The Gold Glover here today, Doug Mientkiewicz. One and one to Redmond. 2-1. Ardsma with 9 walks, 1 of them intentional, in 13 1/3 innings. It's to right, hanging up there for Ichiro. Third time that Ichiro's caught a ball off the bat of Redmond. 2 down. And that'll bring up Gomez.
Yeah, Ardsma with 9 walks, but also 14 strikeouts in 13 1/3 innings coming into this game.
Opponent batting average of 152. Gomez with a bunt single. He's tried to bunt twice. In the 6th inning, he bunted it right to Branyan at first base. Down and away, ball 1. One and one. Gomez, of course, not one to do much walking. 3 walks and 54 at bats. And a mid-90s fastball gets a swinging strike 2. And Ardsma breezes through the bottom of the 8th inning, and the Mariners take a 2-run lead to the 9th.
still watching. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.
The Twins hoping to come back and make it a memorable Mother's Day and pull off some heroics in the bottom of the ninth. Greg Breslow in charge of getting the Twins to the bottom of the ninth inning, down just a couple runs.
Breslow making his 13th relief appearance. He last worked on Wednesday in that game that was called after 6 innings, or in the 6th inning in Baltimore. Breslow worked 2 innings. He did give up 1 run, a home run to Luke Scott. He stole a home run in the 4th.
And he gets strike 1 on Chavez. Chavez, Ichiro, and Lopez. And then if somebody reaches, Griffey. 1-1. Bunted in the air and out of play. 1-2. Breslow said that he thinks he's figured out why his control has been an issue this year. 10 walks in 9 2/3 innings. So he needs to prove that here to the number 9 hitter and beyond. 2-2. Potentially a huge game for the Seattle Mariners, limping into this game with a 6-game losing streak. They came back at the Twins a couple times last night but couldn't get over the top, losing 9-6. But a big 4 spot has put them in front. Breslow's got to throw a strike here to Chavez. Slap down the line. It'll twist foul, and Span can't quite get there.
You know, I think you have to give some of the credit to Eric Bedard, even though he was not the Eric Bedard. You know, he battled through 5 innings. Actually went into the 5th inning and then left with 2 outs, but he walked 5. But the Twins had opportunities to open it up a little bit, but he seemed to make the big pitch to get out of the first 4 innings.
Waldo's here. Here's a drive to right center field. Gomez retreating. Oh, making a great catch in center field. Carlos Gomez with a tremendous catch in right center.
Well, we saw him miss a ball or lose flight of a ball earlier. This time he cuts across and realizes it's behind him. Then able to, with his speed, backtrack and make a nice over-the-shoulder catch. Wow. And hold on to it.
That's about as good as you'll see right there. 1 out in the 9th.
Chavez, not known for his power, hit that ball a lot further, I think, than Gomez thought that ball was going to go.
One and 1 to Ichiro. Very high, 2-1. Breslow with 10 pitches, 5 balls, 5 strikes. Ichiro was quickly retired in the 8th inning by Jose Majares. Then Lopez drew a 4-pitch walk. Griffey teed off. And then before the Twins could get the Mariners retired, 3 more hits and 2 more runs followed. 3-1. Popped up, foul, and out of play. So Breslow has run the count full on his first 2 batters. There's Brandon Morrow, just off the disabled list yesterday. Ichiro strikes out number 2.
Good hard breaking ball right there. It gets the second out. Breslow picks up the first strikeout.
And now Lopez.
Good fastball. I thought it was a breaking ball. Good fastball down. And Ichiro swinging through it.
Pulled foul, strike. Lopez, in over 2,200 major league at bats, has not drawn 100 walks. A career high 27 walks last year with 644 at bats. So he is very difficult to walk, and Mahara's issued a 4-pitch walk. And then I think on the very next pitch, wasn't it, Griffey hit his home run? Or was
you know, Maharis last year, when he came up, he did not walk anybody in 10 1/3 innings. He only had one walk coming into that outing. So control has never really been an issue with him.
That's hit well to left. Gone, a home run for Lopez. And the Mariners lead by 3.
Lopez hitting his 3rd home run of the year. Lopez last year had a career year, hit .297, 17 home runs, 89 RBIs. And a pitch down in a strike zone, but Lopez hammering it into the bleachers.
And now Griffey, who doubled off the fence in right center, hit one over the fence in right to tie the game. Ball 1. Pulled foul.
Ken Griffey Jr. in the 8th inning, hitting his 3rd home run of the year, his 2nd here at the Metrodome. He is our Verizon player of the game. Home run number 614 in his career.
High fly to right field. And Kadair has it to end the inning. The Mariners add one more despite a great catch by Carlos Gomez in center. And the Twins have 3 to make up in the bottom of the inning. Late after Nick Blackburn left the ballgame with 7 shutout innings, and 5-2 the Mariners have the lead, and Brandon Morrow will enter the ballgame. Now, we've been talking about how important walks can be in a ballgame, and nobody knows how destructive walks can be any better than Brandon Morrow because of his first game here this year.
Well, that coming on April 7th, 2nd day of the season, he came in to save a ball game. In the 9th inning, he got the first 2 outs, but then walked 3 straight. Left the ball game. And Miguel Batista gave up an infield base hit to Bernard Span, and that was a game that Alexi Casilla got the game-winning RBI. In the 6-5 comeback win for the Twins.
Morrow entered that game with a 2-run lead, and because of the Lopez home run, he'll enter here with a 3-run lead. Freshly off the disabled list. He's had some shoulder issues. Didn't really want to go on the disabled list, but in the middle of the 15-day period, the Mariners put him there and took him off yesterday.
Yeah, right bicep tendonitis. That's what they put him on the DL for.
Here's Punto to start the ninth. And that first pitch over for a strike. To his credit, Morrow came back 2 days later and picked up the save in the series finale, issuing a walk in the process, but he pitched a clean ninth inning, and the Mariners got out of town with a split. 1-1.
Morrow, just 24 years old, a #1 pick by the Mariners in 2006 out of the University of California at Berkeley. 5 saves on the year, 5 of the 8 the Mariners have had so far this year.
And Punto slaps it foul, 1-2. Mariners deciding late in March that Morrow was going to be their closer. For a good part of spring training, they had him penciled in third in their rotation. One and two. Punto trying to get aboard. Knocked down, but a base hit for Punto. A wicked one-hopper off the glove of Betancourt.
Oh, Nick Punto hitting this ball sharply, a breaking ball, landing right in front of Betancourt. He tried to knock it down. That little short hop right there, skipped on him, and then rolls away. Well, Punto gets his second hit of the ball game, the 6th for the Twins.
And now Span. Twins trying to get some runners on the bases, get Mauer, Morneau, and Cuddyer a shot here in the ninth. Up high, ball one, and you know Span might be the most patient Twins hitter this side of Joe Mauer. So he's the ideal man to get up there in this situation. Punto goes, pitches up and in. Punto is in, barely. Down by 3 runs. The Twins sent Punto to second base.
Oh, that's a stolen base you better make right here. Down by 3 runs. Punto going on Morrow. Johnson, a very strong throw. And Nick able to keep his hand on the bag and then slides across the bag. And keeping his whole body on that bag. I mean, the left foot stays on.
Pitch a strike. It's 1-1. Back to the mound. Knocked down by Morrow. He throws a rocket to Branyan, one away. And that'll bring up Jason Kubel, who will hit for Matt Colbert. Like this that was turned around so abruptly, so lately, you don't want to lose a ball game with any weapons left on the bench. So Kubel asked to pinch hit here with a runner at second and one away. Not going to pinch hit for the next 3 hitters anyway. Mauer, Morneau, or Cuddyer.
Well, Kubel hitting at .311, 4 home runs, 17 RBIs, 0 for 2 as a pinch hitter.
1-1. If Morrow does become the closer for the Mariners for a lot of years, his comeback save in the series finale probably a big step forward in his career. Mariners had to take him out because of control issues the second night. And then 2 days later put him back in with a 2-run lead, and he saved it. 1-2 to Kubel.
And that's what you want to do. You want to find out what this kid's made out of, and he's able to rebound.
Well, he just had the most forlorn look on his face after that first outing of the year, and came back and did a much better job in his second outing. 1-2 to Kubel. Get it out of Johnson's mitt to stay alive. Kubel, Busher, Creedy, and Young on Ron Gardenhire's bench. Need another base runner before Mauer and Morneau. Close pitch taken for ball 2. A little bit low. Got him with a high fastball. 2 down. And that'll leave it to Mauer.
And he's got a good fastball in the mid-90s. Just overpowering Kubel on the inner half of the plate.
Mauer singled his first time up, walked, hit a line out to the left fielder in the 5th, and then tapped one to first, reached on a fielder's choice in the 7th. Strike 1. And strike 2. So Morrow has hit the inside corner and then the outside corner for a couple of called strikes. Oh, and 2 to Mauer. 1-2. The other half of the Morrow transaction yesterday involved Carlos Silva. Silva being put on the disabled list. Retroactive to a few days ago.
Yeah, Silva bothered by a stiff right shoulder. There, see, they're working on it.
1-2. Fouled away. It's got a leadoff hit from Punto, but then Morrow's come back to get Span and Kubel. Fouled back.
He's staying with that fastball of Joe Mauer.
Morrow about to throw his 19th pitch. One and 2. Twins down to their last strike. A base hit. Punto rounds third. He'll score, and Morrow will have his chance coming to the plate, representing the tying run. A great at bat for Joe Mauer.
Well, Morrow continued to throw that fastball to him, and Joe, he doesn't care. The count started at 0-2. Worked the count, got a fastball again, Lined it right back up the middle.
High fastballs, and Joe finally caught up with one.
Mauer picking up his 10th RBI of the year and his second hit of the ball game.
And now Morneau. What we might be witnessing here, Bert, is the sweetest left-handed swing the American League has seen in Mauer since Ken Griffey Jr. And we wish for Mauer the illustrious career that Griffey's had. 1-0. Morneau takes up and away. Kadire would hit next if Morneau can keep the line moving.
Well, Johnson, the catcher, going out to talk to Morrow, try to calm him down, just trying to overthrow that fastball.
Twins wanted to get this guy to the plate in the 9th inning, and he's here, representing the tying run. 3-0, Kadire waiting on deck. No bullpen activity for the Mariners. A 4-pitch walk. And Rick Adair to the mound. And again, Morrow struggling against the Twins with 2 outs in an inning. Kadire faced Morrow in his successful save situation in the series finale and drew a walk. That back in early April. RBI single for Kadire in the 5th. Up and in, ball 1. Seattle's outfield playing very deeply.
No extra base hits. Kadire yesterday hit a 3-run home run in the 5th inning.
He missed with an off-speed pitch. He's thrown 7 straight out of the zone. Exactly what was happening here in the 2nd game of the season. Back-to-back 4-pitch walks. And now the Seattle bullpen will begin activity. Start warming up. And Harris at the plate. Tying run now in scoring position.
Harris almost has to take a strike right here. Harris on Friday hitting a 3-run home run over the right field fence.
Morneau at second, representing the tying run. Ball 1. And Beltre will come in from third base.
as much to buy some time as to try to settle down Morrow.
Well, every pitch has been up in the strike zone, too. And mainly inner half of the plate to a right-hander, away to a left-hander.
One way or the other, it figures Harris is going to be the last man Morrow faces. One and 0 to Harris. He cannot seem to bring the ball down. 10 straight out of the zone. A strike, and it's 2-1.
He almost have to look another fastball here. He does not want to go 3-1 with a breaking ball. Harris, pretty good fastball hitter.
Swing and a foul. And it's 2-2, right off the mask of Tim McClellan.
You want to be aggressive in this fastball. Maybe a little high, but Harris fouled it off.
McClellan a little shaken by that foul ball off the mask. Bowers at third. He singled in a run. Morneau and Cuddyer walked on a total of 8 pitches. And now the Twins again are down to their last strike. Remember how many 2-strike fouls Mauer spoiled before getting his base hit to keep the game alive. And Harris fouls one with 2 strikes. "32 pitches for Morrow in this 9th inning. Fouled away. Harris has drawn 2 walks in the ball game. Another 2-2 to Brendan Harris. 3-2.
He missed with a breaking ball right there.
Morneau will be able to leave earlier now from second base, and Redmond would be the next hitter.
I said earlier in the ball game, a 2-2 pitch. That's where you throw your best pitch. Now it's off to the races. A gapper right here might score Michael Cuddyer from first.
3-2 to Harris. Rounder to third. Beltre fires to end the game. The Twins comes up short in the 9th.
Well, they lost it in the 8th with a 2-run home run by Ken Griffey Jr., but they made it exciting at the end.
And the Mariners end a losing streak, but more questions regarding their close.